Camo, let's go, bro. Sorry, I missed the 7 months before. Let's go, bro. How we doing today? Feeling a little festive, are we? Yeah, I just seen the, Wait, was that last... No, it says 1 day ago, 7 months, and then you said 7 boys. Wait, we didn't buy any more max repel. Actually, just regular repels. I was testing out my chatbot. I lost track of time. Jesus Christ. I guess time flows fast when you're an old man, eh? Yeah, I was watching some swag play Warzone, funnily enough. Well, I wasn't really watching it per se. I was trying to test my TikTok chatbot on it. My god, I couldn't get it working, the cheeky thing. I've got a new plan to do things. So speaking of chatbots, may as well start mine and see what it says. If it ever connects properly. Test it on my own stream. How's Warzone treating you anyway? I hear that they're gonna shift up the meta soon already. I think they're going for like a lot of meta shifts. Did I not put that recall on? Sweat's grinding camos, yeah. Hey, Tracy, how we doing? I'm gonna start keeping a log of every time I wake up, Tracy. Thank you for the heart, mate. And like, I was looking up like sleep hypnographs, where the different sleep cycles and everything else occur, and I was thinking maybe I could try and see exactly, narrow down what's causing the interruption and stuff. Seems like it might be like high REM sleep or something. What the? That repel lasted no time. Oh no. Thank you, Tracy, of the popular and the go popular. I'm currently in the midst of... I maybe found like a different way, a more official way of doing the TikTok that shouldn't be too big of a move over. I'm getting one AI to double check it all. In fact, I might actually get another AI to triple check it and then start implementing it tonight whilst we're playing. But yeah, apparently a lot of the restorative like sleep is in like the first half of the night. Looks like the deep sleep, you get like a majority of that, and then the later ones is REM. I should just watch you on Twitch or something. Why is that? To get the chatbot working? Maybe. Hey, Sakura, thank you for the heart, mate. What are you up to? Oh, instead of me no, I've got to fix the chatbot, mate. Don't worry about that. What is it? Thank you for the 33. Oh, Tracy, yeah, you're not into Pokemon or anything? You want any specific Pokemon named after you? Camo, that offer is up for you too, mate. Just going home, yeah. 7:48, damn, what were you doing, man? Too busy having fun or something, Sakura? Out partying? To be young and young again. What's it like to have a life? Loading buses, the other one that was meant to come on demand didn't come till 40 minutes later than it was meant to. What? Well, were you demanding it? What do you mean on demand? Let's see, what Pokemon are here? Should we be trying to capture something? Let's see, wild Pokemon, standard, no, that's during the contest. No. There's nothing good. Headbutt Pokemon, execute. Oh, there is a... There's a Ladybug. Let me just click on it. Ladybug. Oh, the shiny Ladybug kind of a little bit crappy. You see, Soul Silver, 31, 32. East Route, 36. There's a bunch you can book. And it comes when you book it. What? What? That? Are you sure that's a bus? Do you have to pay extra? Lady tried to say all this rubbish, which is a lie because she went past it, and it's when I picked up this morning. A little mini light bus. It's good so far. 2 days I've used it. Wow. How long's the travel for you? Yeah, Tracy, if there's any specific Pokemon, preferably maybe something that'll be on the team. That way we get to see it all the time, you know? Abra use flash, usually it's Sakura that's flashing people. We'll go with Cypher. I guess I'll try and keep everybody relatively evenly leveled except for Sakura. Bro, you can't even tell it's shiny. Chat, you cannot even tell it's shiny. $18 minutes and about 15 minutes. Walk with a free balance, we'll save the walk, okay. And what have we got here? So, oh, this is where we get the Vulpix from. 10% chance. Let's go. What the? My god, I was looking at a different screen. Where did this 4 eyes come from? What would you suggest? You're not a big Pokemon fan, right? Let me think. Yes, we'll name you something that's gonna be on the team. So whatever. This is. I think I've got just the next person up. It's literally right in front of us here, so we'll go right to it. Oh, I need a double back, actually. Hold on. I need a double back, get the watering can to wake it up. Just so that you know, Tracy's in the Pokemon game absolutely hate showers. I don't know if it's the same with you and RL, but that'll trigger an encounter, and then we can capture her. Yeah, so that's what you gotta do. You gotta beat the gym leader, then you get access to the watering can. Ay, Sakura, stop sleeping on the job, mate. I can only imagine how bad how you are at work. Let me look up Fizzle. I want to see what the shiny looks like. It's worth evolving him. I guess Sizzle is pretty cool. It's more of a less of a scissor and more of a something else. Chainsaw. Soko wants to learn Wake Up Slap. How ironic. How ironic. Wake Up Slap, 60 damage. Okay. Done. Let's see the shiny. Ah, the shiny's green. Okay. All right. Well, I think we need the scissor. This guy's trying to bribe me for the phone number. Double back. Maybe this might be a shortcut. Let's see. Depends on how many people we run into. I like Squirtle and Alakazam, Ninetales, Dragonite, and Typhlosion. Okay. We probably can't get an Alakazam without oh, maybe. You know what? But I'm quite intrigued in this non-shower Pokemon. Yeah, you gotta look at its face too. It's so funny. Yeah, it doesn't have to be this. I can switch out. You know, I think there's an Abra up here, so we can actually get it. Drowsy, the naked mole rat. Sakura, you've already had one Pokemon named after you. Don't be greedy. Come on now. I can't have a team of 6 Sakuras. We've got the plain badge, defeat Whitney. Got the squirt bottle, perfect. Alright, Tracy, brace yourself for a little squirt. You We're not gonna like this. Baldy, let's go, bro. Thank you for the heart, me and the popular vote. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Hold on. How many Pokemon do I have? Out of Scyther and Zubat or Bayleaf Baldy, which one would you like to be named as? We're playing our Soul Silver playthrough. So I'm trying to catch the rest of them. You just mean, huh? That's no way to talk to Tracy. Come on now, Sakura. I mean, it doesn't matter how true things are. Some things should not be said. Scyther? Or it's gonna be a Scizor. If that makes any difference, mate. Yeah? Ah, perfect. Alright. Feast your eyes. Save. Alright, this is gonna be Tree AC. I think Ditto would have made a good Sakura too. You like Dittos? They're pretty good. That's him! Tracy Wudo, Pseudo Tracio. But it's the wrong color. We need the shiny variant. Tree AC, yeah. What do you reckon, Tracy? How would you like to be said? Give me just Tracy. We can put it with the tree thingo. Tracy as it is, perfect. I'll do that one. Tracy, the odd tree Pokemon. Known for attacking. Oh, Tree AC. Oh, okay, yep. Damn, you got some moves on you, Tracy. Jesus. You haven't been watching too many Bollywood films, have you? Calaminite. G'day. I'm here, W. We've been expecting you. Philo, let's go, bro. The SBM is turned right up now. What? What do you mean? So it's a 1 in 5 chance of getting a shiny here. What's the time for you, Philo? Three so far, so like 50-50 on to... Nope. $4 AM, really? That's usually when SBMM is generally the lowest. Philo, you must be getting unlucky, mate. I think generally usually when most people are on, like 6 to 9. You have done a shiny only with no mods? Oh! Oh, Calamite, please. They called me the world's laziest shiny hunter. So this is not a mod, this is actually a glitch. So this can be done on any game. You just have to keep restarting your game to get the right trainer ID. And no. No, I have not. Playing hard to get 100%, gonna make him work for it. What the? I just said I'm the world's laziest shiny hunter. Come on, 5 resets is 4 too many, chat. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Oh, there she be. There she be. Old Triacy. How do I do this? I don't know if Mari will paralyze it on contact. What do you mean it's a glitch? So any Gen 4 game can be glitched to get a 1 in 5 shiny odds Calamanite. Odd green, but it's special. Hey, don't be rude, Sakura, please. This is our new teammate. He's dancing at the start of setting me. It's funny, eh? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got the paralysis on. Now, I wonder if Zubat... Does Zubat learn a move that can make people fall asleep in the future? I wonder. Who to use? Bayleaf. What level is it? I don't think it'll one-shot. Oh my lord. You know what? It's a pretty fast reset. I guess I can test it out, right? Oh god, don't crit hit. If it crit hits, it might. It probably will, right? What? What? That's all the damage it did? Damn, you are tough, Triacy. Festive with the red and green. Oh, he's Christmas colored. Dude in his own way. She! Oh my god. That was close. That was really close. Alright. And now we were gonna break out the heavy ball. This is for really heavy, not saying, never mind. It's just a Pokeball for catching very heavy Pokemon. We use it because it looks cool. That's why. Nice. Let's go. Sudo's data was entered the Pokédex. Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. It disguises itself as a tree to avoid attack. It hates water, so it'll disappear if it starts raining. What are you saying, Zero? I wasn't really saying much. I was just reading the description. If I were to say anything, it would be carefully thought out to avoid putting my foot in my mouth and say something like, when the ball fits, no wait. No, that's not what I wanted to say. What did I want to say again? What do I need to do right now? I need to change the subject. Okay, so we got to go back. And we have to rename Scyther to Bolty. Scyther, Bolty. So it's going to be a Scizor. Siztania, Bolt, I can't think of anything that would work in it well. What do you reckon, Bolty? What do you want it to be called? Just Bolty? I'm leaning towards that. Manthan Gari, hello. How are you, man? Reminds me of Holly or something. Yeah, so apparently, Tracy, right? So these are special Kurt balls that are only really available in this generation of game, in the second generation, right? So they're special. And I was thinking that like if we see any like really rare mon that I want in the future, we should catch it in these balls, because like you'll never really get them in other ones. Usually I like to just have plain Pokeballs or luxury balls. Seems like a missed opportunity. So and I like the color black. So there's night balls, and then there's heavy balls, and those are the black balls. So I just wanted those, and maybe I'll walk past where some of the night balls are. We'll have to go investigate in the future where they actually are located. And pick up a few of those and test them out. See what they look like on Pokemon. Alright, let's see. Alright, Bolty, speak up if you want a specific name. Oh my god, that's Big Dick B. No. He's already been named. Forced to take this phone call from the bike. They should have really gave it like triple the time or something. We barely rode that bike around. Okay, so this one. Oh, I forgot to give Sudowoodo her nickname. Perfect. At least we're here. So I'm so used to not naming them Triacy. Forgive me. Now I guess I'll swap out Mareep. Oh, I think everybody's kind of got a nickname so far, except for the Zubat and the Bayleaf. Fab, g'day. What's going on, mate? This is kind of like a psychic area, right? With these, kind of reminds me of like getting my fortune told. And I see what else is here, nothing. Triacy. It's the right spelling, I think. I'm gonna get a PC, brother. Play duos and yeah. Whose servers we playing on though? Let me just type something in. Oh, what am I saying, Philo? There's not even any... Bro, there's no solos, there's no duos, there's no trios in Australia. Alright, I'm glad you chose the Sudowoodo, Tracy. I have a preference for Gen 2 Pokemon. And it would have been a bit of a pain to get the Abra. It's a Kadabra has to trade to evolve. Not impossible. Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always been relaxing games and shows. For sure, for sure. Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? Relaxing show, bro. You're thinking about when, they were sending people to the Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. They cooked it. Okay, now we got that. We will first head to Ecruit. So right before we get our 9 tails. Stressing me out here. We got Zubat. Let's put Bolty in. Tracy's pretty strong at level 20, so we don't have to level up her. When you have a moment, what's that? If you sent links, I can't see them, I'm guessing. Philo. So it only appears on your end. You can refresh the stream to test whenever you think a message doesn't go through. Yo! Sakura, what is that? Is that a SpongeBob and Patrick? Yo! Thank you, dude. Thank you. Lexian boring. What the hell? Bro, mods, smack that guy's bottom for me. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon boring, mate. What the? Some nerd you are, mate. You probably also think Dragon Ball Z has too much yelling, mate. God. Please, Philo. Yo, and a SpongeBob, what the hell? Nice, nice. Well, if you ever do get a nice shotgun, wait, what the? What is with my greedy viewers today? What do you mean, two? Two Pokemon, Tracy? Well, how about this? Maybe when we do like a Gen 1 playthrough, or maybe if we get one in the future or something for a different game, then I'll replace myself. From Triacy? Well, listen, we've got... How about this, Tracy? We've got many games I've got to play through of the Pokemon series. I've got to catch them all, you know? So we don't have to jump ahead. I'm not planning... So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to catch every Pokemon in every game. But only the generation. So I'm down to always, every time we play a new game or something. I feel bad thinking about replacing. Indeed! I don't make me bring up Triacy's face. I used to be the 2-year versing. Yeah, yeah. The Clefable and the Wigglytuff, yep. Something. Wigglytuff. Yeah, kind of attached when I was derping Jiggly. I loved him. The eyes were looking indifferent. They kind of were. There was... So at least this Wigglytuff, when we're looking at it, looks good, right? And it is pretty cute. But, oh my god. So the overworld image, Tracy, it was so funny. The overworld image looked so derpy. And Sakura was not impressed, let's just say. She was like, what happened to the cute little Igglybuff that I used to be before evolving? You forced me to evolve. It was because of all the friendship. And then we needed you to be... Listen, baby Pokemon are notoriously weak. And you were the weakest of the weak. No offense. But it's true. You were literally the weakest of the weak. I might have done goofed you. My haste. Damn, 1 foot, 1 to... Ooh. There's a little Nipix. Wrong color, though. Oh, damn, they're everywhere. That's only a 10% rate, so... Like a back-to-back, Nipix like that is a 1 in 100 chance. Having it back-to-back, 1 in 10 and then 1 in 10. Oh, fuck! Arnie was calling. Messed up. He's gives us the swarm, so it's important that I answer his phone calls. Alright, so what we do is we go here to quickly trigger the legendaries. Actually, we're gonna get into a Pokemon battle. I probably should have switched just then. Oh, damn, really should have switched. Alright, Triacy, you're up. Ah, so Vulpix is 15% in this area, that's pretty good. The area that we'll be hunting. Let me just quickly see if there's any other areas. If you Route 40A, I think that might be too far ahead. 7 has a lot of them, but that's too late in the game. Okay. Okay, look, in Burnt Tower, what have we got? Oh, just the worst selection of Pokemon. Coughing, Zubat, Raticate, Rattata. Magma at the bottom, we've already got Shiny Magma. Oh my. Nightbug is actually a morning bug. That's why we never see her. Huh. So we're gonna look for a ladybug in the morning. Keep that up for later, so I know. But am I missing all these attacks? What's going on here? I'm trying to read. Nothing really good against Steel, which might be problematic in the future. Oh, well, we are getting Vulpix. Oh, and Sakura does have a fighting type move. Go Sakura. Zubat, Zoo against Zoo. Out of desperation, weak people sometimes do okay at fighting back. Oh, such high praise, rival, thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. All it took was beating your ass 3 times in a row. Eric, yo bro, what's going on? One big headbutt from Sakura. Looks like a little knock it down in one shot. Oh, close. I have faith in Sakura and her incredibly large and thick head. She's been headbutting trees for years. Whatever, you'll never be able to catch a legendary Pokemon anyway. Yeah, what you doing today, Zurich? Alright, now that we've triggered these legendaries to roam free, now we can continue the hunt. That time, every single time we look for a Pokemon, we'll see them. We've got a chance of seeing them. I think I've seen all 3 legendaries in my playthrough. It's not that large. True, but it is a very thick skull, though. That I don't think we could argue about, true? It's basic biophysics, right? Like, the more you whack like a bone or something against like something else, it'll thicken up the bone. I'll build the Eevee Giver. Good thing I have thick skin too. Oh, I wasn't talking about your hide. And now that you mentioned it, you know what, actually, I don't think, I'm getting the feeling I shouldn't say anymore. I'm curious to test something out, actually. Sakura, do you think maybe... Actually, we'll do it after I capture Nai. So I want to get a female Ninetales. Let's go hunting. Okay. Oh, golden. Looks pretty good. That's a pretty good looking shiny. Let's see, we'll do the wake up slap. Switch to Bolty for some false swipes, get it real weak. Oh my god. Damn. Damn, it knows raw. It knows raw. You do it. Nightbug let out a ferocious roar and I got scared and ran. I fleed. Have any do summary? Nobody knows taunt or anything, right? See by some mean look, but they don't use this one. They don't have a command. Mean look. Stop. Stop the opponent's full switch moves. Yeah, okay. Zubai. 4. I like that battle A. And YouTube be snitching my marketplace is full of Pokemon games now. Ooh, yeah. I wonder, eh? I know they, like, I don't know, maybe share cookies or something like that. Advertising IDs and stuff, but I don't know. Man, so there's the cognitive bias where like it's like the illusion frequency or something where once you see something you see it other places, so that could be like another alternate explanation. But I don't know if it's too conspiratorial, but I don't think it's too much. Google's biggest most profitable thing that they do is, I believe, advertising. Google owns YouTube. I could imagine them like sourcing data that way and to feed you more targeted ads. And then that sort of like advertising ID and stuff like that is shared amongst the companies. What do you reckon, Meryl? Have I got a tinfoil hat going, or? I think it's the microphone listens to you. Oh my lord, I thought... Hold on, wait a second, hold on. I don't know if we can both have a conversation with tinfoil hats on. The 5G might kill us both. I think the microphone listens to what you're saying through my speakers and uses the apps. Listens to what you're saying through my speakers and uses the apps on it. Like when I watch YouTube videos, I get things related to it. Yeah, like I feel like my explanation might be a little bit more. I think like the microphone one, I think it would use too much battery and stuff like that if it was always listening to you. And I think like security researchers would have maybe figured that sort of stuff out with the microphone theory. Those are my two strongest points against the microphone listening to. Because I've had this, I've thought about this a little bit before. Actually, I won't make that joke. I won't make that joke. You wouldn't believe the amount of Chippendale ads I started getting. Takes very little power. We have a working theory. I don't know. I don't know if it takes very little power. I think it would like drain it all the time, and I'm pretty sure security researchers would have figured that out by now. Because like having your microphone always on, listening and sending data, I think that might be too much. Especially for like a mobile device, you know, like mobiles, like the batteries last so long because they try and put them in standby as much as possible. Even though there is like a specific, you can have different chips that have like a very specific code word triggered into it, like OK Google to wake them up and stuff. I think that is specific to like a certain phrase, allowing it to have battery saving capabilities. Doesn't always send the data. Oh, you're right. Like, so it's always recording the microphone and then it sends it in like bursts to save data. Yep. Possibly. I would definitely bring down the battery, but I was even thinking I wasn't even honestly thinking about the data at all. I was just thinking purely from the microphone being active and using it. I'd be willing to be swayed on the microphone data argument, but the security researcher part, I don't think so. But the explanation of the story for... Ooh, I want the story first. Story time. Balls at the oh, we can use Encore. Hold on, this might be the strat here. Hold on, Encore. Beautiful, we good. Use Encore, so he won't use Raw. Nice. Okay, with the wake up slap. So we're in the mountain, no servers, no Wi-Fi, no nothing, yeah? Do you think they wouldn't track you or anything, right? No Wi-Fi, no satellite, no phone service, no nothing. GPS, right? GPS, I would imagine, tracking. Location services and stuff. So I think that's just satellites, right? So it would be okay. It wouldn't be as accurate because it needs the other information to make it like really fast and stuff, but the GPS alone should be enough. Nice, we got it on the 1 HP, now we got to switch back to Sakura. We hit him with the Encore. Encore ended, perfect, do it again. Nice, that might have just stopped it from using Raw, let's take a look. Because it didn't use Quick Attack that time. Opix is in love. Oh, wait, what? He used Quick Attack. And... What a truth. Is it possible to maintain Sultan, so nothing yet? Vulpix, the fox Pokemon. If it is attacked by an enemy that is stronger than itself, it feigns injury to fool the enemy and escapes. Adorable. Give it a nickname, yes. Nine tails? I think it's gonna be 9 tails, right? 9. Oops. Damn it. D-pad's got a mind of its own sometimes. 9. Ninetales, Ninetales. Is that, yeah, does that, Ninetales? Is it, how do you say Ninetales usually? It's with an E. Nine. Oh my god, it fits perfectly. Let me just double check the spelling here. So, and then tail spelled like that, and Ninetales. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Sakura? So, we got to talking about a very specific version of a song. And it's a long version when the thunder rolls, and not a lot of people know about it. And when I got down the mountain, I kid you not, one of the first things on my feed was the extended oh, that is crazy. And was what application was it that was giving the recommendation? Was it YouTube? And do you use a Android phone? It was YouTube, and you're an Android man, right? Oh, with that tinfoil hat on, it must be Android. Yeah. Oh. So so we've got the story, let's think about it. So, one, it could be coincidence. You talk about a lot of things, and not every single one of them ever pops up on your phone, right? So it becomes more of a thing where you're like, oh, it like happened, like, and you think about it like that, right? So we can put it down as one thing could be a coincidence. Two, it has no reception, it has no nothing. It's constantly listening, or it's burst listening with the microphone every so often. It heard what you were saying, and then it would have to, it would have to then, when you get into reception, send that burst data through. Which, I don't know, if it's sending so much voice data, maybe you would notice it, like if you're, because if they're trying to keep it secret, maybe you would notice that data, like data allowances and stuff. Maybe not so much modern day, because I think we've got so much data and stuff, maybe you wouldn't necessarily notice it. And then it would have to have like some sort of LLM or something to like read the microphone data and do that processing and then show it to you. I feel like that would be like a costly expense as well. So I feel like there's a lot of points where it just seems like too costly and infeasible to do. So I'm gonna say I don't believe it, that that's the way it works, but I am open to the possibility. I think it's more the illusion frequency, the human cognitive bias that I mentioned before. I want to put Linux on the phone, but I haven't. Oh, no. Do what I do, bro. Get Graphene OS. It's made by security researchers, and it's like it's the most secure phone that you can get in the entire world. Except, yeah, maybe there's some like dumb phone or something like that, but yeah. So it runs off. It runs only on like the Pixel series because of their dedicated security module or something like that. And it's called Graphene OS, and it's what a lot of criminals use for that reason. Working theory is it only keeps the sound that are actually recorded, which gets rid of most of it, or how somehow it only records when audio is actually on. Yeah. We got a little Ninetales. We need a second one. Oh my god, is it white? Is Ninetales a shiny white Pokemon? Oh my god, Ninetales looks really good as the white. Oh damn, the shiny Ninetales looks really good. So it says the data compressed wouldn't be too bad to store and receive. Maybe, yeah. I know, it still feels like something that like would be large enough that security researchers would have found out by now. Like I would say it's highly implausible. And then also like the need for the, you know, the text to speech to text processing that would go on. Like the cost for them to do that for every single, like half the world runs Android. I could see something maybe if they try and target like the upper echelons, the richest people. It's like part of their advertising thing because they're more likely to spend the money and stuff. So maybe they target the countries with the highest GDP per capita. So that would be America, would be definitely one of them. And Australia? Oh god. That would be a cool test, Meryl. That would be a cool test, eh? My god, that would be so good, bro. Yeah, for sure. Like, you can pretty much take snapshots of your, you can, like, do a full data dump of your phone and stuff. Wonder if, like, you remove the SIM off both of them, and they come back. Then you just like connect to a Wi-Fi or something like that to try and like eliminate as many variables between them as possible. So you go away, you clone your phone in the mountains with nothing around. Then you you back it up to like an identical phone. Do you know what DEF CON is? Those hacking things? I feel like that would be like a good talk or something like that in it, Meryl, if you found out something, eh? It's like, holy shit, look at this. In one of them, you kept talking about how much you love Chippendales. And you kept talking about how you rewatched the movie Magic Mike 5 times in a row. And on the other one, you just say stuff about like Pokémon all the time. And then you come back and you see what the advertising is like on both of them. Oh, don't ask me how I know what Chippendales is. I've been to America. That's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that. Bro, Sakura, you're so bad at running away. God damn it, Sakura. Wi-Fi network. Yeah, I suppose they could trigger it on that. Yeah, but what would you say your percentage of believing this theory is, Meryl? For me, I would say 1%. I can say, let's say there could be additional costs there, could be covered by data, you can learn from teach, machine learning algorithms, so by ads, yep. Look at the math, see how the companies actually make for ads. Well, I mean, like Google, that's their... Like, I'm pretty sure I saw the data like 5-10 years ago, and that was how they make a majority of their money, but maybe I misremember or something. So like, there's definitely a huge financial incentive to do that. Did you say you wanted to test after getting bug? Test. Now, I don't remember. Given what we know, use my phone, target advertising. Let's say there's a good chance. Yeah, give me a percentage. Because for me, it's rather low. Like, I think, like, the strongest argument is the security researchers argument. Like, that would be huge news. And, like, there's a lot of tinfoil hat wearers out there. Who would be, like, researching stuff like that. Android is open source. So, like, you can really see, like, a lot of the information about it and stuff. So, like, yeah, it feels very improbable. It seems much more likely the cognitive bias aspect. It's not like we don't have precedents for big tech companies spying on us. I think that Facebook, Cambridge Analytics or something like that, that was a big news like 10 years ago. Where like they were like secretly selling your data or something like that. It would be impossible. No, it's not impossible to give what your feelings are about it given the available information in your working theory. So that's how I was able to give a thing where I think it's 1% likely, where it's like, oh, I really don't think so, but I wouldn't, you know, I could see it possibly happening. Highly improbable given like what I think about everything. It's at application level. She thinks some of the Google... I'm trying to think if... yeah, I don't think like some of the Google stuff is open source, but I'm not sure. Because you've got the Android open source project, and then they layer it in with the Google kind of quote-unquote bloatware. Run. Yeah. Oh, but does nowadays with the Android they have specific permissions, right? Like, yeah, so it could just like it should like say something like that it would use those permissions. Like, I'm 100% sure my phone doesn't do any of that stuff, but for a regular Android phone, I can see it like being definitely plausible. And actually, Sakura, can I get you to help me with something good after Mr. Sorry, Sakura, I forgot. When you have to do this, some scumming shit. Yeah. Like, definitely plausible. Like I said with the Facebook thing, that was really scummy. So you can't like super trust them. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm kind of gonna. I really think that that most of the time they don't do bullshit like that. You know, like just because like 10% of the time they're a bunch of assholes. I would say most of the time these big things they don't come out and stuff, or not even that they don't come out, they don't exist. And then yeah, like, then you could also make the argument like if we've caught them this one time, like how many more times have they been done it in secret and not been caught? So I think that's a pretty good argument too. Hold on, Meryl, let me ask my Google AI what it thinks. It says absolutely not. And could you tell me the person who gave you this theory? See you tomorrow. I'll pass out soon. No worries, no worries. You take it easy, Sakura. 50%. We know that the application's already used the mic. And track the data. And track the data. The question becomes, do they store it offline? I don't trust any company. Yep. Yeah, no, but I feel like we don't want to, just because we don't trust the company doesn't mean we should, like, really think it's probable that they do something wrong, right? I think we might, like, swing too far one way. Like, me personally, I'm a pretty careful guy, and so, like, I always think about the worst case scenario, and I try and, like, plan for that, right? But then I also think about, like, I try and think about, like, the most probable scenario. The evidence, what the odds, the two things happening. Yeah. And see, and ask it, like, what it thinks its, like, top theories are for it. So, like, what's the best case you can make for both arguments, and what does it think? I think it's a really big invasion of privacy, though. I think that's, like, really overstepping the bounds, going from, like, advertising and viewing habits to microphone recording, video recording. I think that would be extremely damaging to the reputation and all that sort of stuff. I think it, even though it, like, it does make sense from, like, a possible thing that they could do, I think, like, when we add in, like, they'd have to, like, always record, then they'd have to send it in batches, only over the Wi-Fi, then they'd have to have, like, a text-to-speech thing, put money into that. I don't know, I feel like it starts, like, really adding up on the other side for me, personally. But I would even put all that to the side and just say, I reckon security researchers would have already figured it out. Like, just as you're having this paranoia, there are many people more paranoid than you that would do these sort of investigations and figure this sort of stuff out. And it's been, like, so many years, nothing's come out, like, yeah. Actually, this might be great if Sakura gets knocked out. No offense, Sakura. Perfect. Excellent. Can't what? Let's see how good Tracy is at running. Definitely got the dance moves down pat. Terms and services somewhere? Nah, that's not enough of a scapegoat. I think, like, stuff like that you can't, like, have in terms and services and you sell your mortal soul. Like, there is certain things with those large terms and services where you just can't do. I think there've been, like, court cases about it. I was thinking it's part of the deal when they give you a free application they use. You get money from the data. No, I don't think so. I think maybe for, like, other applications and stuff, but for something on your phone and using that microphone, I think that's a huge, like, step away from it. Like, I think that would break too many privacy laws. Let's see what ChatGPT says about it. Tinfoil have no precedent to claim, at least. Corruption, US, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel like once you've seen enough corruption and stuff like that, you start seeing it everywhere and start, like, trying to, like, worry about everything. That's why, like for me personally, I taught, like, you know me, I run a VPN on fucking everything. I have, like, a criminal's phone, essentially, blah, blah, blah. Like, I am a very paranoid person, but you gotta try and, like, ground it with, like, you gotta, like, try and look past your own biases. So like for me, like let's say I was doing a crime, bro. Oh, mate, I would definitely be like turning off my phone and shit like that, you know? Like I'd be worried about that microphone just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. Yeah, big pharma, yeah. But we gotta remember, we gotta look at it and be like, just because these incidents have happened, they're more or less rare incidences. And we do have like a relatively uncorrupt government and pharmaceutical thing and all this sort of stuff. Like, for the most part, they're not very corrupt at all. It's just when we hear these 1% things, we're like, oh, that's fucked. And now I don't trust them. So like, for me, with the WHO, when they do some bullshit and shenanigans, you're like, what the fuck? The fuck? I don't trust these motherfuckers for shit. It's like, well, I mean, you know, 99% of the time, they're good. And you just gotta kind of like factor that in. We don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater type instance. I was actually thinking about when they said something like that masks might not protect you or something like that with COVID, even though like logically it would be the case, and it's probably because they were doing the greater good argument where it was saving masks for like healthcare workers, etc. If you reckon, how's that work, Meryl? I was also in the back of my mind thinking a little bit of that, but I don't know, like... Maybe then we would have to flatten the battery then before I commit a crime, eh? Just be absolutely certain. Yeah, I feel that, Meryl. I feel that. I think instead of like looking into yourself, you kind of want to just see what the smartest arguments and counter arguments are, instead of like looking into the methodology and stuff yourself, because a lot of things can be difficult to figure out if you're a layman, and 99% of us are laymen in 99% of topics. So I think a better strategy is to see like what the like most popular opinions and counter opinions are, and have people who are like experts arguing on both sides and see what they have, and then see what their rationale and evidence is. Because like, man, some things are extremely complicated and you need like expert knowledge in a certain domain to be able to start formulating your own opinions on it. And so having like two people who are both experts arguing on that one topic from either side, I think is the and then you as like a rational individual listens to like the argument on both sides, and hopefully you make the right, hopefully they're good like debaters and they can actually articulate their points and stuff well, and you can be like, you can come across and be like, oh well, this guy made the most sense. Let me just read this. give this codex free reign of the internet. Let me take a look. I usually don't. How do I do it? YOLO? Dangerously bypass approvals and sandbox. Damn, they really don't want me to do this, eh, Meryl? If I'm gonna have to type out all that shit just to run it. Approvals and sandbox, alright. And I misspelled it. Let's say dangerously. The fuck? Can't be used with that command. Like when the mass staff says the data says the bacterial particles are too small through N95, but when what carries through those particles if you're sick whilst like when the mass staff says data says that the bacterial particles are too small to filter through anything other than N95, but when what carries those particles if you're sick and well as saliva. So if you're sick, you need to go out. It makes sense, which is what most of the world knew before COVID. What was that? Sorry, like when the mass stuff, the data says the bacterial particles are too small to filter through anything other than N95, or when what carries those particles are sick, you are sick or well saliva and start. So if you are sick and need to go out, it makes sense, which is what most of it. I'm actually a little bit confused. So what was the thing? Hey, Toons. No, we should never Toons, please. So, yeah, what was sorry, I'm lost. Maybe you're right, Toons. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think with the N95s, I think some of the particles are too small, but there's the Van der Waal or something like that effect. When it's that small that it still gets trapped, even though the particles, it doesn't work like a big filter where the hot things go through. There's some sort of like small reaction that happens that still gets them stuck. I don't know if it's called Van der Waal forces or something. Has a specific name. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think, yeah, the methodology and stuff, but then also I think you'd have to like read the conclusion of the study to see what the experts like think about it, because they have to contextualize it. Because similar to how I spoke about how like if you just looked at the mask and you looked at the size of the mask, the COVID particles can go through. And so that was like an argument against wearing masks, was like it doesn't matter because the particles are so small they go through. But actually when you have some context behind it and you know that actually it's that sort of phenomena that goes on, there's that additional context. So that's where I say it's not enough that you just read the study and the methodology, because you don't have the expert knowledge on 99% of things on domains and stuff. So that's why it's like really important to go that next level further and have an expert contextualize it and explain it and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't mean that you blindly believe like an authoritative thing, because like I can't remember what that is, appeal to authority, cognitive bias or something, like logical fallacy, but it's still like a very important thing, considering how ignorant all of us are on 99% of topics. Hawaii by night, g'day mate, how are we doing? Thank you for the love arts. So I'm just begging my AI to do something right now. You know what I'm really liking, bro? Kept doing different things today. Yeah. I'm really liking getting two AIs to state their conclusions and just do a peer review process. State the citations, give citations for it. Give an example with the hard data from the citations that back up your conclusion and like the logic used behind it. And then it like prints it out, and then I copy and paste it into another AI, and I get them to like fight. I need to use the command line ones more and automate that process, because it's driving me up the fucking wall, me manually doing it for certain like health topics I'm looking at. Robot on robot violence. I would say it's more of debating with violence. And then let's just quickly switch the model onto the most costly one, just while it does this analysis. Of your findings. Okay. Yeah, I'm planning a big TikTok refactor to hopefully fix all the issues I'm having with it. I might give up on the second Vulpix for now. It's not a trust, something like that. Oh, you just have to state it. Just say always citations. Citations, citations, citations. You gotta give the example, gotta give everything, you know? That way you can trust it again. Just if everything has citations, then you can be like, okay. But then it could cherry pick certain studies though, to be fair. Was it the Gemini with the images of faces and stuff? They're given like, show us like I don't know, like ancient like colonial Americans or something, and it was just like a bunch of black people in like the wigs and stuff. I remember that was pretty funny. Was Grok supposed to be free of that sort of woke shit? That's what they tout, right? Methods, very biased studies and results, yep. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was actually working on a prompt to try and get better citations, and one of the ones that the AI recommended was to show who funded the study, and I was like, oh damn. It's possible to program an AI to be truly unbiased. You reckon? I don't know about impossible. Yeah, I mean humans are pretty biased too. I don't know. I feel like it's. What do you reckon it would be impossible? Where's my GS? Favorite Pokemon, I think. Probably because it's pink and it's cute. Don't forget. Thank you, big man. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Because it learns from human behavior and programmed by humans, and humans have biases. But you don't think it could eventually like overlook that? Like the AI starts like working on itself, thinking about things, improving until it can finally escape that bias loop. Yeah, I think you can put guardrails on them to make it a lot, like maybe you've never truly eliminated, but I feel like you'd have enough guardrails to eventually mitigate the problem mostly. Do you like Pokemon cards? No, I don't. I'm playing Warzone. I'm CPF. Learn from all data, all comes from human forums, databases, etc. Yeah, so like this initial wave, right? When we teach it and stuff. But then in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, when they're just constantly trying to like upgrade, reanalyze itself, strip it from that sort of problems and stuff. I feel like it's one of those never say never type things. Like already the AI is incredible compared to what it was like 2-3 years ago in so many different domains. Like, I can only imagine what it's going to look like in 10 to 50 years. Or I can't, to be honest. Where can we get a firestone? Get lucky, school kid, Munbo. Do that, he can get a Pokeathlon on Tuesday for 3,000 points. Bill and Kanto. Win them in the bug catching contest. I might trade it over. I'll probably trade it over. Yeah, it's gonna get worse the more data you feed it. The stupid will fall off. Machine learning works best when we have written specific things. I think we'll go back to having specific machine learning algorithms. Yeah, but so specific ones, and then they combine it so that they have like really intelligent domains in a lot of different things. So for instance, if you look at the latest Gemini, it's beating pretty much everything on every front. So like, maybe you're right about the learning element for it on specific data, which I don't even 100% agree with you on that. I don't know enough about it. But I don't know, you just look at it and the general models seem to be getting better at every single part. So I feel like that's contradictory to your conclusion based off just the last couple of years, and especially with the new Gemini 3. As we Gemini is the newest, hasn't been around long to learn. I mean, they're funded by, it's made by Google. I'm sure it's had like a shit ton of learning data done to it. Like, I'm sure it's fed so much information because Google owns the data centers. They own like the AI, like the hardware as well to like train everything. They have like the largest repository of information with the biggest the two biggest search engines with Google and YouTube. Like, I don't know. If anything, I would say that maybe Gemini maybe has the most training data. But I would just be presuming that. I had to take a guess. Grecian belief, brief, hold on, let me just... In my experience with them, they're getting worse at doing the same task as a user. Same with the Google search results, they're just straight up wrong about so many things. When you say the Google search results, are you talking about the AI that talks about it in the Google search results? Or are you talking about the actual Google search results where you click on them and it doesn't find it correctly? Is that one that the AI that talks? Oh, that one's garbage, and it's essentially a rule of thumb that the faster the AI model is, the shittier it is. So when you look at that thing, that's like the fastest model. That's like a free model that it shows to everybody. And I believe that they just use like some cheap thing and then they put it up there. If you compare that answer to Gemini, where you bring it up on your computer. Now, I don't use the fastest model because it's garbage, right? I don't use the fastest model on anything. I use the thinking model that takes a little bit longer, and then I use the research model to validate that takes like 5 minutes to think about things. So when you look at that thing, that is garbage, and I wouldn't use that for anything, and I wouldn't trust that for anything. Yeah, I feel like, I don't think that's getting worse though, Maril. I think that's always been shit. If anything, it's getting better, but I don't know, I never use it, and I'm assuming it's thingo. Mainly be a problem, but I really think it's program specific, learning model, specific task, training, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, maybe. Another Gemini, but the results were consistent with ChatGPT, Google. They seem to be getting worse at the same task. I don't know. There are independent benchmarks and analyses for these sort of things. And you can like benchmark hack that sort of stuff and like try and get the model to be like really good at those specific benchmarks. But I don't know, like for the most part, I kind of disagree with it. I changed from an old one to a new one. It was worse at it. I've heard that before with specific things, and I think I can agree with certain things with that. Like, I think sometimes what they do is they will upgrade them for the AI programming, right? I think I've seen it where like Claude and stuff, where they'll upgrade the model, and it'll be like cheaper and faster. And in some domains it's better, but in some domains it's a little bit worse. But then they also have like even better model that's like more expensive, that you're not allowed, that's too expensive to use and stuff for the AI thing. At least that's for the Claude code that I'm like, ugh. Like it can be like a little bit annoying, but yeah, I would say just, I think it's one of those things where it gets better at 9 out of 10 things. You know, and maybe you notice that 1 out of 10, you're like, fuck, that was better before and stuff. But then like the other 9 out of 10 things it's gotten better at. Yeah, I still think it just gets better and better and better. And like there's a lot of benchmarks around that kind of prove that point. Yeah, but honestly, how the benchmarks measured, I don't know, they've got like a bunch of them for various different things and different tests and stuff. But like in the past, to like, and I think that's a really good indicator, but it's not 100% perfect. And the reason why I don't think it's 100% perfect, and it's one of those things where it's like, similar to like the big pharma and all that sort of stuff, like 1% of the time they fuck up, but we don't trust them 90% of the time. You know what I mean? When we should really be trusting them kind of like 99% of the time, looking at like the data, but because of our human biases and we're upset at them and we're afraid of like things going wrong for us. I think in that similar same way with the benchmarks, I think 99% of the time they're great, but 1% of the time they can like game the benchmarks and really train to be really good on that specific benchmark, but it's not really as indicative as it should be for different things. So I can't remember. So I think maybe Volkswagen or something like that. They had like a scandal where their emissions tests, when they were plugged in for the testing device, would be really good, but every other time it would be shit. Like it would spray too much, like, I don't know, toxic fumes into the environment. For GPUs and stuff, I think some of the synthetic benchmarks, for whatever reasons, were like better when they were like running it and stuff like that. I mean, real world, it wasn't as good because maybe they somehow gamed it. So there are examples of like where you can't trust the benchmarks 100%. But we always have to like really look back to the baby in the bathwater. Plus I've had wrong math. So that's called hallucinations. And once again, you need to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the AI and put guardrails to stop that. That's why I always get it to give citations and stuff. And then you know what? Even the citations, motherfucker, this thing will make up a study. So like you gotta be really careful with that sort of stuff with the hallucinations. It's so annoying. It drives me up the fucking wall. And same with the basic math. The large language models are actually pretty bad at math. They're good at like you said, they're trained on the data and guessing like words next and stuff, but they can be pretty bad on math. But yeah, it's a really good tool. It's a really good, powerful, extremely good tool. But it's a tool that'll sometimes stab you in the foot. So you know what I mean? So you gotta really understand the tool. Know about all those strengths and weaknesses. So like right now, I'm telling it like, bro, you need to be extremely thorough, do an analysis, do all this, make it into different check marks and tasks and everything, do a review process after every subcategory, don't be lazy. I'm telling it all this fucking thing just to keep the guardrails on so it's not gonna mess this thing up for me. And even after all this, I'm thinking in my head, there's like a 80 to 90% chance it'll be able to one-shot that and do it all fine, and we're not going to have any problems. You know what I mean? But, you know, that doing all that and the 80-90%, like as annoying as it can be, it's like 10x, 100x faster doing that and me playing some Pokemon than me doing it, you know, and I just do a little bit of debugging later. And that similar, like, principle should apply to everything else. So, like, that's why I like to get the things to review and stuff. No, you just don't know it, and don't do it enough. It's amazing for doing stuff to you, Maril. It's just the scale and the complexity. So if you get it to do some boilerplate code for you, insane. It'll get it right 99% of the time. Boom. 5 lines? Oh my god, it'll probably get it right 100% of the time. 1,000 lines? Oh, you're fucked, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like that scale of things. So we got to really, like, you know what I mean? But it's doing that 1,000 lines, and even with the debugging and stuff like that, it eventually fixes it. The amount of time you save and everything. Diverge into... Well, they already do very specific machine learning for the coding, at least. And I think I've seen things for, like, medicine that they were training it for. But I don't know. And also, so that specific AI and stuff, machine learning has been around for, like, I think decades and stuff. And we've been using it for, like, ages to solve like problems and stuff in the real world already. It's just that ever since ChatGPT came out, everybody started like getting understanding, and then it's like large language models and stuff. And we think about that as AI and the machine learning and stuff like that. So it's been around for a long time having that specific things. Like I think there was Google was showing promise like a couple of years ago about inventing new, like looking at the existing protein structures and stuff of I I don't know, I don't even know what they would call them, things? Like just like objects and stuff, to come up with like how it's all structured, because like they can almost be like an infinite amount of them to create different like molecules and stuff. And then after like training it on so many things, it was able to predict and come up with like, hey, we've seen this pattern everywhere, there's probably like a molecule like this, and they're able to come up with a bunch of new stuff. And so it's going to be very exciting, and that's been validated and stuff, and it's actually exists and stuff. And so it's going to be really exciting to see them kind of come up with new things like that can maybe have more energy efficient batteries and stuff like that. Hopefully like better healthcare. I'm really looking forward to the future machine learning acceleration and stuff. I think too many people look at the AI slop that gets fed onto their YouTube streams that absolutely suck, and they get turned off by AI. Or like you, they've tried it for like some more complex tasks and it's bit them in the foot and they're like, fuck this, I'm not using it anymore. And it's like, yeah, but like first you gotta learn how to use the tool, and second, it just gets better and better. Let's see. You're trying to be trained on, everything will become obsolete. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like, yeah, I think it's maybe one of those things where like eventually you just get it to kind of like self-confirm and stuff and be like, is this valid to be trained on? Like once you get that loop of it just iterating on itself, you eventually get Terminator, you know? You just eventually get that Terminator situation. Which, good or bad, I don't know. I don't know, humans can be pretty lame. Yeah, I'm really, you know what I'm really looking forward to is like a scientific papers trained one, where it just like goes through them all, it checks everything, and it makes like a really good, really accurate thing, and a medical one, and then of course the general AI improvements and stuff. Like those are the ones I'd be really interested in. Oh, and of course coding, bro, just improve the vector on that. But you know, like it's made by coders, so they're always going to be focused on that. Yeah, it'd be really interesting with the medical one. Like, I think it would be amazing to kind of like fact check your GP and be like, you think that's the best solution? Like, what about this and this and this? And then they could be like, oh, yeah, okay, I didn't really think about that. What do they say? 9 out of 10 dentists hate this. 9 out of 10 doctors hate AI. No, like right now I feel like AI is at that stage where you have to critically, like, be more critical and really understand it and everything else. But I wouldn't be surprised if in like 5-10 years, for like the 25% of the people who are like the dumbest people, that it's just on average it's better for them to just not even think and just listen to the AI blindly. Maybe bottom 10%, I don't know, maybe I'm being too unfair to humans. But a lot of dumb humans though. I'm just, ironically, I'm trying to find a live stream to test out my chatbot on. It's more popular than mine, so I can. Because it wants to see some GIF data. Let's see. There's so many people streaming COD, but no one's... not that many viewers. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's only 6,000 watching. I thought that said 60. Oh, here we go. This one's perfect. There's a person pretending to be Xena, the warrior princess. Did you ever watch that, mate? I love Xena, the warrior princess. Do you hear anything in terms that I just come from crazy stupid people on the internet, so... Yeah. Oh, you mean Twitter? You mean Twitter? I don't know, bro. Fuck me. You fucking see some of these people commenting, bro? I think it must be like it has to be one of those things where like... Nah, you know what? I do know. I do know. To a certain degree. Like, only, like... 1 to 10% of people comment, at least like that's kind of like from a YouTube metric, right? So like, yeah, I feel like that might skew a little bit more dumber people. Like, I don't know, bro. I see a tweet and then like I read some of the responses and it's like, you're a hacker, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You thought this guy was hacking? Like, ridiculous. Or like you see like a woman posting something and then people are like, I love you and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What are you doing? I think it has to be the vocal minority, right? Then becomes people who can use it to control information, which should be yeah, maybe then we'll find some more. I feel like we might get like so there's like a movement for free AIs, and they're generally like 1 or 2 steps behind the latest greatest models that the companies do produce, but they are like as good as like the older models from them. And also, I wonder if Grok is supposed to be like a free AI, like a free from stuff AI. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I know it is by like Musk and everything, but hopefully we'll see more of a resurgence of that sort of stuff. And then through hopefully like a peer review process, maybe we can get a little bit more of a accurate conclusion for things. So you just get one AI to fact check another AI. So one corporate interest is fighting another corporate interest, so maybe we get a little bit closer to the truth. People programmed it. I don't know. Yeah, like... I don't know. I feel like that argument of the bias is like... See, that is kind of inbuilt in every single human. So it's kind of like if you've got 2 biased sources, you may as well just listen to the AI, right? To a certain degree. Like, you'll never be able to eliminate bias. According to that train of thought. have to another. Well, that's what I was saying before about the loop. Remember how I said like it just loops, the AI keeps self-iterating until we get Terminator. But go back a few iterations. Oh mate, you beaut. It's cracker, mate. Oh, this thing was right before the AI, the Terminator situation. Whew. Bro, we're all gonna be a bunch of Wall-E's floating around where we've got like the perfect energy system. We don't need any money or anything else like that because everything's like all self-sustained. And when we're nice and fattened up like the plump little piggies we are, that's when the AI strikes. I would kind of, honestly, I can kind of see like the future being, it becomes so advanced and stuff, and then people just forget how to do anything. Like, nobody's a scientist, nobody does anything because the AI is so much smarter at doing every single thing for you that it's just like you always just ask it for stuff and it does it. And it's like kind of like a learned helplessness on steroids. Or essentially it's kind of like a god. So there's no money in doing that, so nobody make it, especially considering the cost. No, it's... So you say that now as if like one person to do everything, right? But it's small incremental improvements over time in multiple different factors that would bring down things, you know? So like, let's say, for example, every few years, the solar panel technology improves the efficiency and everything else. So then eventually we get unlimited green energy. You know what I mean? Like they invent new solar panels, they get like 100% thing. And then you combine that with some wind and all that sort of stuff. Boom, the energy levels are done because you're working on it on multiple different vectors. The AI is accelerating everything. You eventually get to that stage where it's like, oh, you know, we don't really need energy. That's like now cheap and stuff. The cost of living for certain things goes down because there's always the competition and everything else. And then that similar thing applies for like, let's say farming. You get like a robot now that can pick the roots and stuff, and initially it's really expensive, only certain people can do that, but farmers want it, and then eventually because it's so productive, and so the farmers keep getting it until it becomes all automated and they don't have to do anything. These bots are like produced from the sunlight, all their energy is from that, they're just free to run. And I feel like just that same level of thing just gets layered into every single element and aspect. Like eventually like artists and stuff like that are now going to be obsolete and go out of a job. Coders are working around the clock to make themselves obsolete. Like as AI and robotics start taking the place for every single thing, you'll find less and less jobs like will be available. Like eventually you'll have to have universal basic income because just there's no jobs for humans left because we're just so inefficient and crappy at doing it. I'd have to think more about the end game process. I think you use to make things as efficient as possible, maximize profits, minimize cost. I don't think it'll get that far. But like, how could it not though? You know what I mean? Like, as AI just takes all the jobs, how can it not? Like, you'd believe in 500 years that the AI could do most of everything that a person could do, right? Like, any job that can be done would be done by an AI. Right now, for example, I think in the coding workforce, the AIs, you've seen how annoying and dumb and lame it is, right? Well, now, because it's improved the efficiency of the coders, now teams of 3 people doing a coding job are now teams of 2. And you can imagine that very soon being a team of 1. And then probably a team of none. Depending on like the scale and everything else. And then it just keeps going on and on. Always improving. Everything always just keeps improving. Panda, let's go. How we doing, mate? I was thinking letting people go is biting in the ass. I think it's one of those temporary growing pains. I can definitely see that. Definitely see problems with that, and maybe companies being too eager to adopt the AI, thinking they can let as many people go as possible, and then that coming to bite them in the ass. But it's like, I just think of it as growing pains. Like, I'm just a big believer in progress and just seeing how we've gone from being cavemen to how we've gone to, like, how AI was 3 years ago to how AI is now to how AI will be in, like, 20 years. Like, it just seems, I don't know, what to quote Thanos, inevitable. Yeah, I'm good, butter. Because it's cheaper and better. I don't know if you've seen this. I subtitles about YouTube, AI moderation, etc. They're worse for it. So let's think about that for a second. Worst for it. I'm gonna look at it 2 ways. There's so much moderation that needs to go on at YouTube, then it's just infeasible. And same with the AI subtitling, it's just so much video and content that it's infeasible to do it by humans. So now you're getting subpar AI and subpar moderation that would be in lieu of nothing for a majority of stuff. So when you look at it via that aspect, I would say it's probably better. Like, we have a world with limited resources, and with the huge influx of video that goes on, and the huge influx of people being, let's say, mean on the internet, I would say that looking at it from that perspective, I would probably defend it. Same with those annoying AI chatbots and stuff like that when you're trying to get help. I think when you have like a fusion between that and then a helper, so I think a majority of people, when they do the questions and stuff like that, they can be answered by reading like the forums and everything. And so having that chatbot give them quickly thingo as a entry gatekeeper to deal with that 90% of fluff, and then sending the rest to a human is probably like the best combination of those things. Yeah, oh, that's exactly what we were saying. Yep. I think you definitely need to get to that stage where you always need that human at the end to really do it. I've myself, I think, been subjected to that where for Facebook, I kept on trying to get them to talk, and it was like I was talking to a fucking AI. Like after like weeks and months of trying to do something, I just gave up on it. Because like it just didn't understand, and I'm pretty sure I was just dealing with an AI and it never went to that human thing. And it's extremely frustrating. Yeah, so I feel like it's that feasibility issue. But yeah, I think it's that feasibility issue, but then I think that the problem lies where, like you said, the companies take it too far, and it's like they've completely removed all the humans. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, Meryl. I don't know if they actually removed all the humans in it. I'm sure there's going to be some humans and stuff. In the YouTube thingo. Even though I feel like I've already had my own Facebook example of that not being true. Because we just need to do our own AI startup. Now we're talking, bro. Now we're talking. Here you are, talking about the problems when you could be part of the problem, bro. Let's go. Let's go. How much money are we gonna make? No bias, no bullshit. What the fuck? How are we gonna make the money then, motherfucker? It's like that triangle of it. It can either be cheap, it can either be good, or it can be like, I don't know, efficient or something like that. It's like, either you have no bias, or you have no bullshit, or you have no money. You can't have all three, you have to pick two. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people start off as ideologues like that, though. And I feel like a lot of companies are based off, like, good people wanting to do good things. Like, I feel like a majority of the world is good people, you know? I'll make the best AI for indoctrinating everyone into thinking we're the best YouTubers and they should watch us only for give us money. Done! Yes, bro, yes. We need, oh my god, and we'll do it under the guise of, like, a Pokemon AI. So it's like, hey, man, you know how annoying it is to ask AI questions about Pokemon and it always betrays you? Come on over to, Professor Oak's, Pokey Oaks. No, I was trying to put an AI into that. Professor AI? It's something, we'll think about it, like OKI or something. Come over and we'll, have all your AI things. And then they ask questions about Pokemon. It's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. It gives them all really good information, right? Like, it gives them the best information. And then what they do is they go, at the end, it's like, yeah, oh, you like that? Yeah. You know, you could probably find a little bit more information at Professor Merrill or ZeroEXE's YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Just a little marketing sly into it as well. No, I don't think people give a shit about others. I don't know. I'm a bit more optimistic. I think if the majority of the world wasn't good, decent people who make mistakes from time to time and stuff, we would be in anarchy and chaos. You know, like, we already have, like, criminals and everything else, and that only represents a small fraction. Like, there's only... I can't imagine, like, if most of the world was evil or something like that. OKI, yeah, Professor OKI. Chat GP Oak. Well, listen, we'll workshop the we'll workshop it. Too many things. Oh, I don't know, you know, like, it can't be more than 50% of people. Can't be more than 50% of people are bad. I just feel like anarchy would reign supreme. Like, I don't think we could have like law and order without like a majority of us being good. I think we'd be like in a bunch of Mad Max scenarios. And Firefox just froze, closed all my tabs, and updated. I hate it when it does that. Yeah. I stopped using Firefox ages ago. I switched to Brave. I think that might be like on average more secure with the Chromium builds and stuff because of Chrome's bug bounty program and everything else. And it protects you from, because it's built off Chromium, the open source version. Because I did a bit of research on it before. I was thinking about switching to Firefox because of Chrome being lame. And I think maybe Chromium, the Brave might be the safest one. Technically, when you're looking at like bugs and glitches and where you can get attacked from, just Chromium, I think, is the best, or did Chrome or Chromium have the bug bounty program? I can't remember, and then Brave adds additional bits of code to it, so that means those are, well, not as tested as well. So the default Linux browser. Oh, you're using Linux, bro? What type of Linux? Nice. I'd say it depends on which part of the world. Nazi, nice people, they give them just sucks. Man, I don't know, like, yeah, like when we talk about corruption and stuff like that, like, man, when we look at the third world countries, I think that's real corruption, you know what I'm saying? It's just Ubuntu. Yeah, I like Ubuntu, bro. I like it because it has better, like, out of the box support for like everything, instead of having to like mess around with like specific USB dongles and stuff like that. You know, since you're paranoid, Meryl, I also use, or I try and use, and then it gets too hard, and I slink back into my spyware Windows device. Cubes OS. It's like the most secure operating system in the world. It treats every single thing as a virtual machine, and compartmentalizes everything. And that is a similar principle to the phone that I use. So Cubes OS for your Linux desktop, and Graphene OS for your phone. I'm not paranoid, I just got tired of Windows, but come on, my guy, come on, I remember the conversation we had before, bro. Don't even pretend. You're talking to a fellow tinfoil hat wearer here, mate. Yeah, no, I'm not paranoid either. I'm just waiting for them to get me. Paranoia is when you think they're out to get you. And I know they're out to get me. I'll say I want to know the government how much I hate them. Talking about this, he's gotten scary. Yeah. God, I hate ads. I've got ad blocker built into everything. It's apparently not my fucking Windows anymore. I need to I need to go through and deep-load a bunch of Windows stuff next time I can be bothered. I go through phases of giving a fuck. Right now, I don't give a fuck. Just save again. Here we go. I finally got everything set up. Let's play a little bit. I gotta jump off. There's the specific requirements for buying stuff and parts, and it finds exactly what you talk about. Yeah. Oh, well, we can always look at the good side for that, right? Targeted advertising means that we get the good stuff. That's what I try and always look at the bright side on things, eh? Honestly, targeting advertising is a W. It's a W for the consumer, and it's a W for the buyer. Like me personally, I try and disable all that sort of shit and stuff. I don't like people tracking me. But like, I believe 99% of the time it's fine. And so 99% of the time it's good. It's more effective for everybody. I'm somebody who can hold two contradictory beliefs quite well. I might do it off stream tomorrow. I might trade over the Ninetales and stuff to my HeartGold. Trying to find a Ubuntu phone so I can just jump around combinations so they don't have access to the microphone. Yeah, how is the... I remember being excited for that like 5-10 years ago or something like that, having a full-fledged Linux on my phone. How is that nowadays? I haven't looked at all at any of that sort of stuff. Oh, there was the bee's knees back in the day. Living a small amount of phones, but I think it's Ubuntu. You have to be able to jailbreak a normal phone and put it on there. Okay. Well, I reckon Pixel phones are probably pretty good for that, right? They're pretty open for modification, right? I like getting a older Pixel phone. I like getting like a flagship phone from 2 years ago, preferably refurbished, to get it like real cheap. Flagship phone, I could do it on, okay. Yeah, because those flagship phones, you know, they usually have like really good cameras, like really powerful, I don't know, everything's pretty good, and when it's 2 years old, like the modern radios and stuff like that, and usually they're usually too advanced when they come out initially, you know, and so like a couple of years old, they're pretty good. Yeah, I finally got around to it, eh? And I'm gonna jump off extremely shortly. Like 7 minutes. I'm trying to get my sleeping down. I've been sleeping a little bit too late. Yeah, I really needed to, because it's a really big TikTok migration, and I just know the AI is going to betray me, so I had to really put the guardrails on. Had to get like 2 different fucking AIs to be like, hey, are you sure about this one? Doing the online research for this and looking at the examples and trying to break down the task with a full thorough examination where it kind of like pseudo does the task before it, putting all the checkpoints and everything. Got a nasty cold a few weeks ago, left up ever since. Yeah, I've been struggling with insomnia that I'm kind of starting to manage and cure with like 5 different supplements, 7, 10 different supplements, bro. Jesus Christ. But we can talk and come to different conclusions. I hate how everyone on the internet also says you. I agree, bro. I agree. Most people get really butthurt when I start talking about things and disagreeing, eh? Like, I'm a pretty chill dude, and you seem like a pretty chill dude, too. It's like, it can never just be a... Oh, okay, we disagree. It's like, well, fuck you, dude. It's like, bro, it was... Were you there when I was talking about, oh, yeah, no, I think I like Legend ZA. And then eventually the guy devolved to, like, insulting me or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? Didn't you say you liked me before? I was like, oh, damn. Especially considering the agents of socialization. I'm not familiar with that one. Fuck you, could use your money to work for and buy a game you enjoyed. Yeah, hard. Yeah, fuck you for looking over those things that I hate about the game and enjoying the things you like about it. Even though you acknowledge that you also don't like those things I don't like. It's like, whoa. Come on. Oh, nice. I'm glad the amalgamated chat that I have. So YouTube, you can't see the swear words unless you go live chat. And I stopped doing that because I couldn't be bothered doing it on 2 different additional chats instead of the top chat at the top. Which is annoying for YouTube. It's like, I feel like there needs to be like some sort of setting for the stream or something to always remember, or maybe default to seeing everything if you're an adult and stuff. And, yeah, but the amalgamated chat inbuilt with the multi-streaming program allows me to see it. We're watching anime in college for that reason. Okay, like I research this, came to the conclusion, but I'm not gonna preach to you about it. And I'll try and tell you about why you should try one of my hobbies. Yeah. Shit, I think I wasn't paying enough attention to that battle just then. Oh my lord. My fingers betrayed me. My face was on. Why should you watch anime? W. How long ago was your college time? I feel like anime has gotten more and more popular these days. Graduated high school, not graduated, first year, 2022. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the American system, so you can do like So I'm guessing associate's degree is something a little bit under a regular degree or something like that, and you can do subjects in high school that can count towards credits to get a degree, to credits in university. College. We call it university. Crazy, you must have been really studious. I'm an idiot, so like I barely graduated high school. It's a 2-year degree on average, and I was in an early college program that the government paid for. W, bro. W, yeah, you must have been smart. So some sort of scholarship if the government paid for it, eh? Nice, dude, nice. What was your degree in? Sorry, I just thought anime. I'm dropping out just by the teacher. Oh, really? That sucks, man. Yeah, bad teachers can really ruin everything, eh? It was computer science. Oh, shit, bro. Yeah. Some courses in it. Nice, man. Hell yeah. Man, I remember having like this science teacher every year, and he didn't like me and I didn't like him. God, that was just terrible, bro. So awful. I love science, or at least I did. Bro, what were the chances? Every fucking year I had this guy. Like it was insane. It was the worst luck in the world. Like they don't, like, you know, they move the teachers around and stuff every year. Like it was literally just the worst luck in the world that every single year I had the same dude. And in Australia we have high school for 6 years because we're dumb. No, we don't have a middle school. Imagine, dude. Imagine my luck. It was insane. We went from having our own teachers in our own building to being on campus. No wonder you know about dabbling in code and everything, man. How is your project going? I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, damn, bro. Python generating images? I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, Python is pretty amazing. What everybody's done with it, how popular it is. I was actually seeing that the library I use for the TikTok, the reverse engineering and stuff was, I think maybe the Python version was more fully fledged, and I was wondering if I should have changed it, but now I've got hopefully a better solution. Let's heal up first. Actually, you know what, I better... I can spend more time playing Minecraft in college and actually study. You know what? I feel like I feel like maybe some degrees, computer science people must be all about gamers, eh? Everybody must be a gamer. Just good at recalling information and doing code, yeah, like I did our entire Python work at the end of the semester. W. Well, mostly just have to cover all the fail safes. What happens if a user does something stupid and deletes something? Yep. It's almost back to where it was. W. Did I tell you about the coolest project I ever did? Was I used to smoke. According to the internet, I should be a 5'7" femboy or furry or both. 6'4" normal man. W, bro. I made I used to smoke, and so I made like a little script that would I could press a button on my phone and it would send it over to my computer, and then it would start up PUBG and it would click to find a match, and then it would detect when you're flying in the plane, and I would always land at the same area, and so it would once it detects it's in the plane, it would bring up the map, and it would be able to do that, calculate where to kind of like jump from to get like a good rough landing in the city, because as long as it's in the city's pretty big, I'm happy. And then it would send a little message back like, hey, you're in the plane. Hey, you're just jumping now, so I could quickly finish off the cigarette and run back inside. I always thought that was the coolest project I had. It was probably a Pokemon battle randomizer. It was pretty simple, but it would give you a random Pokemon and items to battle with each, and it would like interface with the actual like Fire Red game or something. Cool. It was a little tricky, but I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've never effed with hardware. Alright. That's it for me. Thank you, Meryl, for the conversation. Always a pleasure. Buttercake, you have a good one, bro. Anybody else left out there, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, friends. No, I just gave you this. Oh, okay, cool. I saw some sort of Poke database or something. Nice. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, I'll not be right back. I'll be back in like 24 hours or something. Alright, see ya.